Hello everyone, David here. I know I haven't made a video for a while. I've been really busy getting our new location up and running up in Espanola. We've been there already, but we just moved to a different location there in the city, and it's been proven to be quite difficult getting that going. Sorry about that. Just a recap of what's been happening. If you haven't noticed, the stock market made its third largest decrease in history of the stock market, 800 and some points in one day. That was the largest loss in stock market history. Now, I mean, with all these interest rate cuts happening at a time when the economy is supposed to be at its greatest that it's ever been, according to our president, it doesn't make sense why we'd be making rate cuts. There's not going to be any kind of ammunition when something really bad happens. Anyway, so I wanted to mention that if you haven't been aware of what happened with the stock market, and with gold and silver making 5-year gold with its 5-year high, gold has not reached this level in over 5 years. So we keep seeing it, guys. The signs keep flashing. You know, like you're going in front of a freight train and there's a train tracks, and the signs come up. Ding, 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 ding. What is it telling you? Slow down. Be careful. Something's coming. I mean, this is clear signals that maybe the economy isn't as good as they say it is. Just maybe the Federal Reserve lowered interest rates because they know the economy isn't as what they say it is. Economy's great, but we're going to lower interest rates. Doesn't make sense. What's going to happen is we're going to have to raise interest rates because that's the only way to stabilize the dollar. But now more and more countries are dropping the dollar. And just recently, China dropped from number 1 to number 2 of holders of U.S. debt. So China was the largest holder of U.S. debt, and they have been dropping U.S. debt like crazy. They're selling it off. I think Japan just became number 1. I think Japan is the one that just became number 1 of U.S. holders of U.S. debt, U.S. treasuries. Another yield curve has inverted. The 10 and 2 year yield treasury yields have inverted. Now, that is a tall tale sign. For the last, I think, 5 recessions within the next 6 to 12 months, I believe is what it is, that a recession is hit after the 10 and 2 year yield converge. Now, the time is running out for you to be able to buy silver at these low costs. Now, if you look back 2011, I think silver was up at $35, you guys. $24 just a few years back. So, to say that a 17-ounce spot for silver, I'm buying as much as I can right now. Now, because the economy isn't as good as it should be, or as they say it is, I'm not able to buy as much as I wish I could. But you should, and you should do this immediately. There's a couple of websites you can go and buy silver at spot. And if you need help with direction of that, let me know. I'll go ahead and I'll put in the description below, I believe. JM Bullion. Now, I'm not trying to endorse any metals dealers. I just know that JM Bullion does offer you your first 10 ounces at spot price. So if you make an account with JM Bullion and you use your credit card, they will sell you 10 ounces of generic bullion at spot, which is pretty cool. I did it. And if you're getting into silver for the first time, or you're just trying to buy it as close to spot as possible, and you never bought it from JM Bullion, hey man, there's your chance. Get it at spot. So you literally be paying $17.09 for a pure 1 ounce of silver. Now think about this, and think about this real good. Silver is a precious metal that is also an industrial metal that is being used only as if it is an industrial metal that is worth nothing more than aluminum and copper. Now, aluminum and copper trade at like $1 a pound or something like that. 79 cents a pound. Now, think about that. $1 a pound to 17 an ounce. Silver is not an industrial metal, but is being used and is being destroyed and thrown away at exponential rates. And I mean this, it's being thrown away. People don't even realize, and I think they did this on purpose, and I hate this term, but they call it junk silver, the US currency, because why? It's like sterling silver. It's not pure silver, and so they label it as such. But really, silver should be number one. Silver should be where gold should be, and gold should be where silver should be. For whatever reason, people just love and hoard gold. Now, if you think about this, gold has been, all the gold in the world that has ever been mined or used is still somewhere today. There's some in my pocket right now. I'm wearing some. Since the Egyptians, from the ancient times, gold is still here today from way back when. Being hoarded, being in some belt somewhere, and jewelry and coins and bars. Now with silver, now that's a different story. Because silver is used as an industrial metal and is literally being destroyed and thrown away in landmines and landfills. And this is being done at, like, I'm gonna check out the rates and show you guys when I do my webcam, but silver is not at a price that it can be recycled and be profitable. Now, all the gold that is being thrown away is being taken and being recycled. But the silver and the copper and the other metals that are just, base metals, they like to call them, that are industrial metals, are just being thrown away. They don't recycle them. And why don't they recycle them? Because it isn't worth it to recycle them. Silver is so low right now that it's not even worth it to open a silver mine. It doesn't make any sense. Silver mines are not open right now. I don't think there's any silver mines, pure silver mines, where their majority of their metals are mined is silver. All the silver that is being mined in the world is actually a byproduct of other mines, like copper mines, zinc mines. And they find silver in these mines, and they find enough just to keep the market happy at $17 an ounce. Now, to go open a silver mine and only mine silver at $17 an ounce, they wouldn't make money. There are literally silver mines just sitting there, waiting to be mined. Whenever silver when silver goes to the price that it's supposed to be at, these mines will open and start being able to supply the market, the real market. I think a guy's being sentenced to 11 years for manipulating the gold market. The HSBC and the Deutsche Bank and all these other banks around the world have literally been failing and have been caught manipulating the price of silver and gold so that they can make money. Something that I really, I think like 9 times out of the 10 people that I asked don't know about this. Do you know what the US debt clock is? Just making sure we're good, guys. Okay, so the US debt clock. Now, for those that know what it is, if you go down to the bottom right-hand corner where you see all the commodities, there's silver. And they show silver back in the day, like in 100 years ago, and then they show silver today. Now, they show silver comparable to the paper markets at the COMEX. So basically, how many paper ounces of silver is being traded on the stock market comparable to the amount of silver that there is physical. And so I believe that's like 179 paper ounces of silver to 1 ounce of physical silver. Now, I don't know why they do this. I gotta research that, why they do this, why they sell, and I believe it's because it's called futures. And meaning that they're selling future mined ounces of silver. And that's what they're trading on the COMEX. And that is literally what determines the spot price of silver on the worldwide spot price COMEX. So, again, this doesn't make any sense at all that you're going to trade future ounces of silver that have yet to be mined. Now, if these futures ever decide to say, hey, I want my physical, these paper contracts say, hey, I want the physical, they're not going to be able to supply them with it. And so the dollar amount of silver is going to rise. If the value of the dollar falls, then the value of gold and silver rise. Of course, meaning that it takes more dollars to buy silver and gold, so of course the price rises. Just like what inflation does. If there's more dollars out there, it takes more of them to buy these products. Now, along with the industrial demand, the collector's demand, more like stacker's demand, and the bank demand, I don't know if you know, but JP Morgan now holds the largest amount of silver ever held by any bank ever. And so what the hell do they know that we don't? Think about this. 2009, 2010, 2011. Silver was at $50 to $50 an ounce. Guess who sold and didn't have a darn ounce of silver? Give me one guess. J.P. Morgan. Well, yeah, I didn't have any either. But. So, J.P. Morgan sold every ounce of silver it had and had zero on its vaults, on its assets in 2011. Right when silver started to drop. They sold it all. Now, they have been accumulating mass amounts of silver in the past year or so. Now, they have made their largest gains in the past 3 to 6 months. In every month, and it goes by month. Now, who else is doing this? China's doing this. Russia's doing this. India is doing this. India, you guys. Now, India, of all countries, India is stockpiling silver. Now, what do these individual countries and banks know that they ain't telling the rest of us, or that the rest of us don't know? Now, I believe that silver is going to be the metal that is going to take our country out of the next great recession that we're going to have. Matter of fact, depression is more like it. Now, gold is going to play a significant role, but silver, because of its intrinsic value, because of its monetary value, because of its industrial value, because of its collector value, because of its hedging value, all in all, nothing is like silver, you guys. And right now, at $17 an ounce, like, oh my gosh. Like, if you have $1,000 in the bank, $10,000 in the bank, $100,000 in the bank, as a wealth preserver, that wealth that you have, that you want to preserve, that is just sitting there in the bank, that you're allowing them to use and trade and make money with, you should go and preserve rightly your wealth, preserve it, and put that as, I'm not a financial advisor, so do not take this as financial advice at all whatsoever. This is wealth preservation knowledge that I'm dropping to you guys right now. the knowledge of being able to preserve your hard-earned labor. Now, what is money for reals? Money is just a tool that we use. A tool that we use to trade our time and work for, and to purchase goods to live off of. Now, money could literally be anything. But when it comes down to it, silver is the ultimate money. Gold is too. I gotta say, I can't deny, gold is too. But gold just doesn't have what silver has. Silver is an antibacterial. It literally kills germs. Back in the 18 and 1900s, 17, 1800s, they would literally buy a silver dollar and lump it in their milk to preserve their milk. Silver kills bacteria so the milk wouldn't spoil in their little milk jugs. They would invest in a brand new silver dollar. Now, silver is the highest conductor of electricity and heat in anything in the world. Now, think about this. Your car, your phone, your TV, your CD player if you have one, your MP3 player, your your little phone in your hand. Hello. Okay, come pick me up. Your laptop, your computer. I mean, your mirror in your bathroom. So, now, think about this. All of those electronics wouldn't be able to function without what? Silver. And so, this is why I say that $17 an ounce, that's like Black Friday every day. But this isn't going to last, you guys. You can see historically when the, SHTH, when the, hit the fan, these prices rise. Everybody flooded into them, and then nobody could get their hands on it. The Great Gold Rush in Shanghai, the Great Silver Spree in Athens. I mean, silver literally saved Western democracy. When the Persians were invading the Greeks, when, of course, Greek was all about voting and democracy, or like cradle of democracy. And the Persians were coming in to invade with their kings, and the Persian king Xerxes coming in to take over the Greek Empire and under its rule. Guess that's when the Greeks found the great silver mines of Bullion, and literally used that silver to build warships, build an army, build fortresses, make weapons, and defend themselves successfully against the Persian invasion that the world had never seen such a large invasion before. This is the famous 300 that you hear about. The Spartans 300. This is the Greek states. And the only reason why we hear about the famous 300 is why? Again, why? Ding. Silver, you guys. Yes. I can go on and on. Now, how much silver should we have for an economic crisis or collapse? Now, everybody's different, but 500 ounces seems like a really good amount. When you think about historically that a tenth of an ounce of silver was a days of hard human labor up until the 20th century, all the way back into Roman times. You know how much a Roman soldier got? A regular legion soldier got for a day's pay? A denarius. A silver denarius. And guess how much a silver denarius weighed? A tenth of an ounce of silver. Now, a silver dime about the turn of the century in 1900 was a tenth of an ounce of silver. And a regular worker at a factory made a dime a day. That was his average pay, which was 1/10 of an ounce of silver. So historically, for the majority of human civilization, 1/10 of an ounce of silver was a 1 day of hard human labor. So that would mean 1 ounce of silver would be 10 days of hard human labor, you guys. 10 ounces of silver would equal to 100 days of hard human labor. Now, 100 ounces of silver would be 1,000 days of hard human labor. Now, if you had 500 ounces of silver, that would be 5,000 days of hard human labor. Now, how many days are in a year? 352? Jesus, what's that? Like 15 years? Now, 500 ounces of silver seems like enough. I mean, there's this great guy I listen to, Truth Never Be Told. I always mention him because he talks about how there was kings and queens of England that didn't have 500 ounces of silver. When the barbarians were about to sack Rome, they said, give us 500 ounces of silver and we'll leave. They either would not or could not give them that 500 ounces of silver. So either it was too damn valuable or they didn't have enough of it. So if you could collect 500 ounces of silver, and you would be just you would be more wealthier than some kings and queens of ancient England and France. It just blows my mind. Now, how long would it take to adequately purchase 500 ounces of silver? Well, now it depends on how you're purchasing it, how you start purchasing it, and how you go about purchasing it. That's where we come in, you guys. Now, I lost thousands, and I'm talking losing thousands and thousands. I could even say tens of thousands of dollars already. I have lost tens of thousands of dollars, you guys, in losing because I did not know how to purchase, how to preserve my wealth. I had to figure that out my own. And once I did, I'm kicking myself, saying, but it's okay, because now I can be here for you. I can help to ensure that you don't make those mistakes. Just keep on, subscribe to my channel, click the bell notification so that you know when I come out with new videos. Private message me, email me, nmbriefrelief@gmail.com. That's nmbriefrelief@outlook.com. Excuse me. Use Outlook. Or private message me here. I will be there for you. I will give you a free 15-minute consultation on your wealth preservation. I'm a wealth preserver. I'm also a medical and industrial health consultant, where we help with the transitioning of your land to growing industrial hemp here in New Mexico. If you're a investor, farmer, landowner, it doesn't matter. We can help you. We're having a seminar in Espanola, New Mexico on August 31st at 5 o'clock. Get your tickets online at our Facebook event page or at Eventbrite. Espanola Growing Hemp in Northern New Mexico is the name of the event. And you can purchase your tickets online. They're only $25 a ticket. There's limited seatings, you guys. So, first come, first serve. And I hope you can make it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I have a unboxing to do that I haven't done yet, so look out for that. I have also our new event. We're going to have a grand opening at our new site in Espanola. I'm going to check out this crazy stock market, what's happened in the last 24 hours that I haven't been up into it, but I know before that, third largest loss in the history of the stock market. There's another country in Africa that is not going to use the dollar anymore. They're shifting away from the dollar. They were actually like a British currency, but now they're shifting away from that. But that currency was actually it was pegged to the dollar, and so now they're issuing their own currency, the Kenya, and that's going to be pegged to gold, not to the US dollar. So yet another nail in the coffin of the US dollar, like Mike Maloney likes to say. If you don't know who Mike Maloney is, you gotta check him out too, man. He's the one really educated me with the hidden secrets of money. You gotta see that hidden secrets of money. Maybe if I could do a description at the bottom and a link below, I'll do that also. Check out Truth Never Told, Mike Maloney. These guys are great. Until next time, I'm David. Please give me a thumbs up, comment, share this video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.